videos that you want to get to and don't. So the idea was let's get as many of our clients into the call live as possible, because also it's nice for me to, when you're talking about this stuff, it's nice to do it with a team rather than talking blindly into a camera. But also we want it to be participative Q&A that we can ask some areas around it. So the quick nutshell of what this is, for those of you also watching the recording, is a lot of you know about this. We've been, ActionCOACH has gone through a lot lately in terms of the reinvention of the business. So it's not obviously externally, it's the rebrand and the new corporate identity, but behind that, a lot of you know there's been a lot of work in rolling out how we can achieve more as a business and impact more and more business owners. And this launch of the ABOS, the ActionCOACH Business Operating System, is a key part of that. So without, I'm going to go this in 3 parts. I'll just give a quick explainer from Brad Sugars, who founded and runs ActionCOACH. This was his brainchild, and he's put a ton of work behind the scenes into this. I'll give you an overview of how it's all going to work, and then I'll do a demo, and we'll actually build a bit of a plan together, demoing the operating system so you can kind of see how it works. We'll do a quick Q&A and then let you guys, we'll obviously be releasing it to all of our clients, because phase 1 is obviously we're getting our clients up and running on it. And the good news for you guys, anybody that's an active client, you get it for free as part of your coaching program. And that's phase 1. We're going to get as many of our clients using it that want it. Once you guys are all up and running and the program, then we'll obviously be offering it to the market. And there's already a number of my inactive clients, or what I call dormant clients, that have already heard about it and say, hey, they want to get back into coaching and be able to use the software. So it's an exciting time for us. So let me share. So the first thing I want to do is just share a quick video. A few of us have heard us talking about what we call the ABOS manifesto, which is explaining what this is all around. So I'm just going to share with you Brad talking about it, so you can see exactly why we're doing this, what this ABOS is all about, and the impact that we hope to make through this software. So I'll share this now. That should be showing up. That's a quick one, just under a 2-minute video. So I'm going to play that. Just give me a thumbs up that the sound is coming through okay, guys.
World abundance through business re-education. Let me explain the ActionCOACH ABOS manifesto to you. This is bigger than business. Behind every ABOS install is a business owner sleeping better at night, a spouse who sees their partner at the dinner table, and a child who gets to grow up with a parent fully present. A leader who finally actually feels in control. We don't just install systems, we install freedom. We don't just coach companies, we coach people. We don't just drive profits, we drive purpose. ABOS, it's the operating system for a life well lived. ABOS is the blueprint for a commercial, profitable enterprise that works without you. So you can step out of chaos and into clarity, so your team can grow, your business can scale, and your family can thrive. Because a business that works for you works for everyone around you too. 2030, the year of 300,000 transformations. In 2030, we'll install ABOS into 300,000 businesses around the world. Not for the sake of a number, but for the sake of what that number means. 300,000 business owners with their time back. 300,000 families reconnecting. 300,000 communities strengthened by the thriving local businesses. Over 750,000 installs by then. Millions of lives touched. Powered by...
Sorry guys, did the sharing stop there? Yeah, I think the connection
stopped.
I think the connection just started. Sorry about that. I'll just quickly redo it and we'll go back 10 seconds. There was a bit of a stutter in the connection here. Let's go back to there. Let's just go back to this point there. Sorry about that, guys.
300,000 business owners with their time back. 300,000 families reconnecting. 300,000 communities strengthened by the thriving local businesses. Over 750,000 installs by then. Millions of lives touched. Powered by care, community, accountability, results, and education. Our values are not just principles, they're promises. We show up for the people behind the businesses. We measure our success by the smiles at home, the clarity in the boardroom, and the growth that feels good. This is not just coaching, it's a movement. We believe in world abundance through business re-education. We believe every business owner deserves to love their life again. We believe that systems set people free. And we believe that with ABOS, we're just getting started. Join the movement. Install the system. Change your life.
Great. So as you see from that, it's obviously a key part of the business. It was always our vision when Brad founded the business 32 years ago, world abundance through business re-education. That's been our vision for 32 years, will continue to be our vision until we see world abundance. And obviously we're pushing. So the whole idea around this, well, how do we impact more and more businesses? Obviously we can only reach more businesses by hiring more coaches. But the idea of a technology platform would obviously allow us to scale a lot better and help a lot more businesses. So you can see the goal. We've got like we teach our clients, goals need to be smart, right? Very specific, measurable. And the goal for us collectively with Action Coach is 300,000 installs of this operating system around the world. So I'm putting it out there. My team and I, we've set a goal of 300 installs by the year 2030, just from our office alone, because obviously we've got roughly about 1,000 offices around the world. So to collectively reach 300,000, we've got to be doing 300 per office. So we are very clear on that and what we're wanting to do. So awesome to have you guys as our test pilots around it. So here's a quick visual that I'll put up on the screen just to give you a quick overview of how it works. Right, so there's a little explanation of this. I'll put this into full screen. Right, so ABOS, obviously the Action Coach Business Operating System. So top left, we'll go around. So, the whole idea, it's an online platform, but it's not just going to be planning. It's going to be execution, daily priorities, but the main message here is that everything's put into one place. Because don't you find so often with businesses that we have one file that has the goals and plans, another file that's got the operational plan, and another file that's got your KPIs that you're looking at, and the vision and mission. People are going, oh, where did I file that? Or is it up on the wall? So the idea is everything's in one place in terms of the on the business stuff. Now, if I can just qualify this, obviously a lot of you are using all sorts of other software. So please, let's not, to be clear on this, is it's not designed to replace your bookkeeping software and replace your CRM software and your ERP systems and all that kind of stuff. You're still going to have your core operational stuff. This is version 1. It's going to be evolving a lot over time, so there'll be more and more functionality. But it's not a CRM, it's not an ERP, it's not... the idea around it is primarily it's very much your on the business stuff. So the stuff that you're doing in coaching, improving systems, improving operational efficiencies, better marketing planning, things like that. So it's not a one solution that replaces everything else. Who knows in 10 years' time what this evolves into? But it's the idea is it's a tool for all the stuff you're working on the business and an interaction and interface with your coach as well, that we can really make sure that we're all on the same page, getting things done inside the business. So what you'll get out of it, clear picture where the business is going, where you're strong and where you're weak. So visually, you're going to be able to very clearly see what are the areas of strength in the business and what are the areas that need attention. Make sure there's a plan that's going to get us in the right direction. And as we say, less duplication. You don't have one plan here, one plan here. They all feed, because some businesses will have a 3-year plan in one place, or 1-year plan in another place, and then your weekly to-do lists somewhere else. This feeds all together. So basically, you look here, bottom left, the first step is we're going to do a review. So I'll be releasing, or Slandili will be releasing the software to you guys. Obviously, if anybody doesn't want it, you're not forced to use it. I still have some clients that still prefer to, send me written focus sheets and things like that every week. So it's totally up to you. But the first step is to review the business. You're going to look at, remember we have our 6 steps framework: mastery, marketing, systems, scale, and freedom. So you're going to score your business on a scale of 1 to 6. And you'll love the scoring system. You'll note that it's a 1 to 6 scoring. You can't score there's no middle. So it's not like scoring 1 to 10 where you can give a 5 and put yourself on the fence. That sort of ambivalent rating. It's either 1 to 2 below expectations, 3 to 4 deficient, and if you score yourself 5 to 6 on a certain area, it means you're on track, you're happy in that section. So this is one of the things you're going to be doing this week, is doing the review of your business, so you're going to get a great snapshot of where you're strong. So we literally, if you look at the top right here, we call it a cascading system. So everything that you do, and you'll see when I share the screen with you on the dashboard, I say software, it's cloud-based, so it's you do it inside your browser. The idea is you start with a review. You're always going to be moving top to bottom, left to right. So you hear me say that a few times, top to bottom, left to right. The first step, review your business, where you're at, and you can review as often as you want. So your dashboard, your visual color-coded dashboard can change, which is this review here. The idea then is every year you're going to do an alignment. For those of you I'm working with, you can do an alignment, January or February, the start of every year, at the start of the year, to review the business. You could do it every December, review the business as part of your planning for next year. I assume I'll also probably have some clients that will do this review on the anniversary of them starting their coaching program. So if somebody joins me, starts a coaching program in June 2026, we'll do the review and alignment, and then every June realign the business. So once we have the annual alignment, that's going to get clarity on your personal and business goals for the next year. Then obviously we put rubber to the road, which is the 90-day planning. So a lot of you on the call have been coaching with me for a while. You know that we already do this. We have every 90 days, we do our GrowthCLUB planning days, which is our full day workshops. So what I'm hoping to do with everybody, just so you know, the process here is over the next week or two for everybody to do the review and the alignment and to play around with the ABOS. And then we have GrowthCLUB coming up. And please make a note right now, if you haven't yet diarized, the Thursday the 19th of February. Check your calendars right now quickly and block that day off if it is not blocked off already. Slee has been sending out a couple of reminders. The formal invites are going out today. So that is our next 90-day planning day. So then join us for the day. Then we're going to go into a great depth on putting it into the 90-day plan that'll be feeding into these goals. But just for your interest, you'll see, says Miranda in the waiting room. Let me let her in quickly. And Tasneem just joining in as well. There we go, in the waiting room. Good. Right. So yes, so it's the review, it's the alignment that you're going to do over the next week or two. And then at GrowthCLUB, you'll be doing the 90-day planning. So it'll be a different kind of GrowthCLUB that those of you that know it well, you'll actually be bringing your laptops and we'll be working digitally as well as in printed. And sticking with 90-day with GrowthCLUB, you'll see the invites that are going off today. We've confirmed Darren Moore as our guest speaker. So he's got some great stuff that he's going to be sharing with us as our GrowthCLUB guest speaker and guest. So make sure you book that one. It's a nice one to bring teams in as well. So you'll see the invites that are coming. But that's going to be about getting the 90-day planning right. And as you get better and better at using the system, and we'll be there to obviously help one another. I'll be showing you guys, but at your tables, everybody's going to be learning this system together. And that's why I did this group call today, is I thought instead of, because most of you I'm coaching, instead of doing a one-to-one session and teaching you one-to-one in the session, you're still doing other stuff and working on your strategies. I thought it's a nice time-efficient way to get people working together like this. And we'll book a call like this every week or so that we can get online and play around with the system and share tips with one another and who's stuck. So at least that won't be wasting time in your coaching sessions, that we can still get the tactical stuff done in the coaching sessions. But this is an opportunity to share ideas and tips on how to use this. We're doing the same thing with ActionCOACH, the coaches. We're already using it, and we're doing exactly that. We're doing a weekly call where the coaches in South Africa, we get on a call and ask each other questions and how do you unlock this feature, learning how to use it better. So I'll do the same thing with my clients. Cicely will set up calls like this regularly that you can jump on. And then once you've done your review, your alignment, your 90-day plan, there'll be the opportunity to do your weekly line meetings. I'll show you what that is all about and your KPIs. And then you'll do daily frog lists. Now, either for yourself, and the frog list, it's the idea is what are those prioritizing at the end of every day to plan tomorrow's day? What are those the frog you have to eat every day, that really critical, important thing. and you'll be able to bring your teams into this. And this is a real feature of this, is the previous planning software that we had, the owner would have access. You could allocate tasks, but just your staff didn't get access to the system. Whereas here you can nominate key team members that will also get access to this underneath you, and you can allocate tasks, to-do lists, things like that to your team, which means they'll have to do a weekly Lion report to you on what they've got done every week. Remember Lion, for those of you that aren't using the Lion meeting format, last week, what happened last week? Oh gosh, my mouse has gone blank. Remind me, guys, the I for Lion. Lion last week, issues that have come up, opportunities. So issues that you're facing, opportunities, and then what's your focus for next week? That's a lovely little agenda system in your meetings, and you'll see there's a system where your team can actually report into you with a weekly Lion. How did my last week go? What issues I'm tackling, challenging? What am I stuck with? What are my focus areas for next week? And it all feeds in to your 90-day plans, which feed into your 1-year plans. Even to the point there's the daily, and then obviously a to-do list, both for yourself as well as for your team. So it kind of brings a high level of accountability, both for you in achieving your goals as well as for your team's contribution to those. And as we say, that second last point here, don't worry about, you'll see when we obviously release the ABOS to you as a feature. It's a separate product in our back office. It's obviously anybody buying a product from us, we release the tech stack, a part of that. So when we release ABOS, you get all the ABOS functionality. There's a lot there, so don't worry about, and I'll show you now as we demonstrate it. You won't get into it all straight away. You can start using it gradually in the background. You guys are all busy getting lots done. And that's was my thinking, is that we're going to take you guys through it over the coming weeks. So my hope is that by the end of February, we've all learned the system, we've got our goals in place, and those of you that I'm coaching one-to-one will have the interface on how it guides our coaching sessions. There's even the weekly focus sheets that you sent to me that's built into the system. And another key thing what's great is these built-in guides, because obviously Action Coach has been going for 32, 33 years now around the world. And as you know, there's so much intellectual property, the knowledge, the tools, the templates, the guidelines. So especially for instance, inside the marketing section of ABOS, because you'll be able to build your marketing plan inside the ABOS. Not only will you be choosing the strategies you want to work to, you'll be putting drop dead dates and a timeline and a Gantt format of when you're going to be doing all your different marketing strategies, etc. But there's even guidelines and strategy cards and little cheat sheets on when you are doing a certain marketing strategy, how do you get the most out of that strategy? So a lot of the intellectual property has been built into this, so you're never even guessing. So that's the guidelines. So we're going down, we're going to be doing the cascade system. So as you see, all we're doing over the next week or two is point 1 and point 2. I'm going to have you guys review your business, and you're going to do your alignment. Come GrowthCLUB, Thursday, the 19th of February. Those that haven't yet diarized, this is your chance. Make sure it's in your doc that day. And don't be saying to me the day before or that morning, Trevor, I can't make it. I've forgot that I was flying to Joburg, or I forgot that I had a dentist appointment or something like that. Make sure that day is in your diary. Shuffle any other appointments. Talk to your staff and tell your staff, guys, protect me on the 19th of February. I've got an important event I need to get to, and make sure that you have your diary clear to get the most out of that day. And obviously let Slindile know if you want extra guests or any of your team to come to that day as well. Any questions? I'll do the demonstration now of the software. Any questions or points or observations so far from anybody? I'm seeing all okay. I'll take silence as you are good to go. Right, so I'll take this off the screen. Thumbs up, thanks, Daryl. Right, so let's get into the actual ABOS. I'll show you how it works, and we'll play around with it a little bit together. And then Shamsli had to run off on an emergency. She'll be back. What she'll be doing is everybody that's on the call, she'll be releasing this to you in your back office, so that you get a lot of you already have access to the COM. So it's that same login that we call the COM. And all you'll see now is there's going to be a lot of additional functionality. I'll give you a quick demo and then I'll let you guys get stuck in on it. Right, is my browser window showing? I'll assume yes. So I don't always see everybody when I'm sharing multiple screens. There we go. Okay, cool. So this is obviously my dashboard. It looks a little bit different to client ones because I get additional functionality up here. So you'll be able to see for your interest is, and obviously, as you know, guys, all the stuff that we have, when I've got a control of the clients, I can drill down on each of my clients. You obviously don't see each other's stuff at all. And there's all the highest levels of encryption, all that kind of stuff on this. But just so you can see, so here I have my ABOS that I use inside my business. But here's where we drill down on each client. So I've just created a fictitious business and a fictitious client called Jack Johnson. Don't ask me why I use Jack Johnson. I think I was listening to him the other night. So he struck me as as my dummy client. And I'll take you through it now as we go. So when each of you, what you will have when you open the ABOS, when you click the ABOS button in your back office in the com, you'll see exactly the same stuff. And you'll see it always goes top down. So a key thing on this is you're always going to be working from the top to the bottom. Those of you that are already working on the com, you'll see right down the bottom, those of you that are already using the existing 90-day planning and things like that, this sort of stuff. Down here, you'll see the old 90-day planning, the old focus sheets and things like that. Once you're using the ABOS system and you're happy with it, let me know. And in the bottom, in the back office, we will remove that functionality. So it just takes away clutter. But you might want to still have the old tools as well. So all the old tools will be down the bottom here, but you're going to be focusing here. So the main message around this, as you use this, the easiest thing to remember in using ABOS is you're always going from the top down, but as you go to one item, you're then going to move left to right. So top down, left to right. So don't be going around down here if we haven't done this stuff at the top. So I've opened up this client, a fictitious client that we're going to play around with. The first thing, and this is what you guys are going to all have, is you're going to have your dashboard. So this is just busy opening up. So here you can see, and this is what you'll have on your business at any stage. So you'll see I've created a company called XYZ Widgets Pty Limited, which is Jack's business. And what you get here, and once you score and review your business, you'll be able to see exactly what your score looks like. And remember, it'll be red, amber, green. So at the moment, I thought we would play around with this a little bit together. And remember, it's top and then it's left to right. So there's your scorecard. There will be the KPIs that this person has, and there will be your weekly KPIs, the to-dos, and then the KPIs. And obviously, we haven't populated this one yet, so that will all start to flesh out as we populate. So your landing page is always your dashboard. You'll always, at a glance, be able to see how your business is doing on the ActionCOACH 6-step framework. You guys that know us well for over the years will notice there's been a couple of tweaks around the 6 steps. So remember, it was always mastery has always been our foundation. So that's the foundation level of the business: destination, time, delivery, and financial. Marketing we used to call niche. And then we realized, let's call a spade a spade. Niche means marketing, so let's use the word marketing. So mastery is getting your foundations right. Marketing is, have you got a sales and marketing machine that's delivering consistent, not just profitability, but consistent cash flow. Step number 3 of the 6-step framework was systems. We used to call it leverage. And again, leverage was our word for systems. So we said, well, why don't we call a spade? And it's systems. That's the next step. So mastery is making sure your foundations are good. Marketing is making sure consistent profitability and cash flow. Systems means, have we got systems in place that we're freeing up more team? When you're scoring well on those, then we look at team to see how well our team is operating and are we hiring the right team that are running those systems for us. Scale, we used to use the word synergy. We now use the word scale because scale means are we now, is this business either scaling or we are ready now? Hello?
So sorry about that, Trev.
Sue, how's it going? Glad you could make the call. I'll put you on,
sorry.
I'll put you on mute. We'll do Q&A when I finish the demo. I'll put you on, there you put yourself on mute, but good to hear you. And so scale means we're either scaling or we're ready to scale into multiple offices, locations, branches, territories, whatever it might be. And obviously freedom means this business is working without me. Or this business is profitable and working without me, whatever that means to you. So for some of you, freedom means I'm ready to sell this business or I have sold it. It means I've franchised this business. It means I've handed it over to my children. I've sold it to my staff. I've listed it on the stock exchange. But freedom means the business is working without you and you've got time to do other things, whether it's playing more golf, running a non-profit, spending time with your kids or grandchildren, whatever it might be. So remember, that's our 6-step framework. And at a glance, you're always going to be able to see where you're strong, where you're weak, and where you need attention. So how do we get that score? Remember, like I always say, top down. So the dashboard shows you where you're at. To get your dashboard score, you're going to do the review. So let's click on the review. So you'll see I just answered a couple of questions on this XYZ's widgets business. So literally, again, it's top down and then left to right. So I only scored this business on mastery, which is step 1. We haven't yet scored on marketing, etc. So as you can see, Mr. Johnson here, he scored himself really badly. And all you're going to do is answer each of these questions. For instance, let's pick on this one, quality mastery. And you're going to answer them truthfully to yourself, bluntly, an honest answer on each of these questions. The quality of products or service remains high across all deliveries, ensuring customer satisfaction. So he has scored himself a 6. He's really happy. So much as there are other challenges inside the business and he scored badly here, he is very confident that his quality is high. Peter, I see your hands raised. Go for it.
Yes, Trevor, I'm maybe jumping ahead, but I'd like to know where this is heading. Does this essentially take the place of that 6-step checklist? In the GrowthCLUB book, is it the same content, just now in a different scoring system?
100%. Because the idea, obviously, remember on the 6-step workbook, and those of you that have come to our GrowthCLUB planning days will know what Peter's talking about. You do the self-audit. A lot of people would call it the questionnaire from hell, where you have to answer all these questions and expose, like, where am I strong, where am I weak? But and remember at the back of that book, you'd score your overall score. You'd have to do it manually. There was that color chart at the back where you'd count up your yeses and your nos and give yourself a score. The idea here is obviously by scoring it this way, you don't need your old books and things like that. At any point, you would go to your dashboard because you can re-answer these questions as often as you want. You can do it a couple of times a year. You can do it every 3 months when you come to GrowthCLUB. And on your dashboard here, from your score, there will be showing you where you're scoring well and where you're not scoring well. Does that answer that question, Peter?
Yes, and Trevor, you know that I've been requesting an automated version of this forever, so I'm actually very happy to see that it's now available.
And now you know why I was saying watch this space. Look, that's why we've been sort of patiently begging head office, because we've been seeing teasers of this it's been built, obviously, as you can imagine, over the last year. And all the coaches around the world will say, give it to us. We want to give it to our clients. Release it, please. And so you can always see, and we'll populate. So what I thought I would do, does that, anything else around that, Peter, or should I carry on?
No, I just wanted to confirm that so I can get my head in the right space while I'm following what you're saying.
Nice one. Cool. And anybody else, if you go, I'll when I finish the demo, we'll do Q&A, but raise your hand or unmute yourself at any stage if you want me to, if there's something I didn't explain very well. So obviously, let's go back now to the review. So as you can see, I scored him on mastery. He scored himself badly in a few, but he scored himself well here under delivery. So let's quickly, I'll just demonstrate. Let's go next step now. So who's going to go next step? He now needs to score himself on marketing, then he'll score himself on systems, etc. So let's quickly together let's look at marketing together. So all you do here, guys, is you'll see there's an edit button here, top right. You hit the edit, and now you're able to, and you can edit multiple at the same time as you go through it. The main point is just bear in mind it doesn't auto save, guys. So once you do all your questions all the way down the bottom, you can just save as you go. And when you're fully finished, save and close. But don't do and on all the areas of the system, it doesn't auto save because a lot of people like to play around with it. So make sure you always hit the edit button to make changes. So let's have a bit of fun with this guy quickly. Let's see. So his foundations are a bit weak. I think he was scoring about 40%. But let's see. So a couple of the questions here. Does he have a system in place to track his leads? So maybe he's doing better. Maybe he's a real good marketing person, but a bad foundations person. So let's say he's really good at lead tracking, and he's got a great marketing company that's capturing the leads online for him. He's got pretty good clarity on who his ideal customer is, and he's got a good marketing machine. And maybe he needs a bit of work here on, he's not really measuring how well he acquires his leads. And let's score him well here on sales. So let's make him, because learn business, we're all good at some things and bad at other things. So this person is probably a good sales and marketing person. Like tracks his conversion rate. He's got an agency doing A/B testing on his strategies. He uses a CRM, and his team is using the CRM really well. So he's going to score 6 there. And he does regular customer feedback with his customers. Let's give him a 5 there. So you get the idea here. And let's go on down. We hit save and close. And that's saved. And you see now he's obviously only scoring 20% at the moment because we haven't finished answering all the questions. But as you saw, it's always a scale of 1 to 6. So those of you that hadn't, I'll just go back to that. Actually, do you need to ask your question and then I'll come back to that?
Sorry, Trevor, jumping the gun here a little bit, but just looking at this, and I thought myself, what about areas that's not applicable to your business? Like, for instance, if your business does not have a team, how's that going to work?
So bear in mind, most of the questions are designed, are we doing it as a business? Regardless of you doing it as the owner, or you have an employee doing it, or you have an outsource partner doing it. Because obviously some businesses have huge accounting departments in-house and a financial director that's on the payroll, and others obviously have an external bookkeeping and accounting firm. The whole point is the business has to do all of these things. And that's why it's designed as a binary. You either a 4 to 6 or a 3 to 1. Does that help with that question?
Well, just to confirm that, for instance, in my business, if I don't have employees, so I can not deal with them. So I am basically multiple hats. So I must just sort of like then evaluate myself. Do I communicate with me after I come back from ActionCOACH, what I have learned?
Okay, I'm with you. All right.
Do you understand? Okay,
Yeah.
so I think that answers my questions. That's how I would then rate the section under a team. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks, Sarah.
And that's a good point that Tunita makes, is because obviously we're all in a different space. Some of you have very large businesses with many zeros on your revenues and profit figures, and others are smaller businesses still growing. So, and that's what will come out on this dashboard is obviously, so a business that's only, for instance, a 1-2 person business will obviously score low on team because there isn't a team there yet. But if we're really wanting to scale and grow the business and working without us, it does mean at some point we need to be growing that team, whether it's full-time employees, freelancers, outsourcing to other specialist companies. So you get the idea there. So just finishing up on the review. So I've clicked back on review, so top to down. So this is what you guys are going to do this week, or as soon as you put time aside and over the next week, is give yourself a score, because you'll see to Tunita's point, it'll ask things like this, goal setting. Are all the team members fully aware of our common goal? But if you're a 1-person team and you're 100% clear on your common goal, you can score yourself a 6 there, because if that is the whole team, if you're a 3-person team. So the whole idea is going to identify where we're scoring badly, where are we scoring well, and we do those scores, and you're going to go right the way through each of these left to right. So always remember, you hit your edit, you make your changes, and whatever it might be, and you're going to save or save as closed. So that's your review, and that is then going to feed in to your dashboard. Everybody comfortable on that? So that's step one for over the next week or two that we want to get done. And then, like I mentioned, this is all feeding into GrowthCLUB on the 19th of Feb. So by the time we do GrowthCLUB, I'd like everybody to have done the review and then have done the annual alignment. So I'm clicking on that one. During GrowthCLUB, we'll work on the 90-day planning side. So literally that's all play around with it all, of course. But what we need here is to have done the alignment, because that's your longer term goals. And then GrowthCLUB is going to be your 90-day plan goals, because that's your quarterly planning. So review is done. We now go to annual alignment, and you'll see what the alignment looks like. So you see here, you can obviously there's a drop-down menu, and you can obviously do a new alignment every year. And that's the whole idea, is that you do the alignment exercise at least once every year and answer all these questions. So as you can see, just like the other one, to be able to answer the questions, you're going to go left to right, top down, left to right, and you're going to answer each of these questions. So you're going to hit the edit button, and now it makes it totally editable. Editable, right? So your business vision, where's your business heading? So it could be in the next year, it could be your long-term vision. If you do have an existing vision statement, you can put it inside there, you copy and paste it there. Importantly, what is your why? What is it that drives you to achieve more in the business? So you can put, and obviously they roll out as much, you can take as much space as you need on all of these fields. So you might just have a one-line answer. You might do bullet lists. I've tested it out as well. You can copy and paste bulleted lists into this if you're bringing stuff across from other software. So you're going to do your business vision and your personal why, what excites you inside there. You're going to move into your desired state. So you see now we start talking about some of these different areas. It's going to ask these questions on what do you want this company to be looking like? What does this look like in your ideal future? What does a highly effective marketing strategy look like? Now, remember, this isn't your strategy. This is just top level. How do you see the marketing working? What are your focus areas? And then it's going to have these check boxes that, again, ties back to each of the 6 steps frameworks that you guys know quite well. And obviously, in the 6 steps, it's saying over the coming year, where should I be focusing? So for instance, some of you might say, my lead generation is fine. I'm getting plenty of leads, but my conversion rate is low. So that's where I need to be focusing. Or actually, maybe my leads are great, conversion's great, but I've got a high turnover of clients leaving me. So maybe I need to focus on retention strategies, and obviously you can work on multiple. So it's just doing the thinking of where should I be focusing in the coming year and getting some clarity. Then personal goals, right? We want to spend some time on personal goals. So again, you're going to start putting some ideas around it on your what is your big dream? Remember this one, we always like to ask people this. What is your big dream, no matter how outlandish? So if time and money were not an issue, is it to take a year off and sail around the world, which is one of my dreams, by the way? Is it to run a non-profit organization? Is it to retire early by the age of such and such? Whatever it might be. And then just start. So this is just doing some of the thinking. Who's your business role model? Who's your personal role model? Words that describe you. So you get the idea. It's just to do a bit of introspection. And then what you guys are going to be doing is you're going to start adding your personal goals. Because remember, when we do the 90-day planning, you're going to be choosing which of the goals in your annual alignment do you want to work on in this 90-day period going ahead. So the goals have to be first loaded into the annual alignments. So what you're going to do here, because at the moment you'll see there's no goals showing. So you're going to say add goals. And these are, remember, personal goals. So you're going to put in a goal. Who's got a goal for me that we can put inside here? A personal goal. Give me some ideas, guys. Let's throw a couple in here.
Survive the ice bucket challenge.
I like that. Survive. Is that your goal or mine? I hope we both survive it.
Both.
And then, and then obviously you can categorize your goals. So I suppose that would that be wealth and health? Health, right?
Yes.
And then you can set that goal to say, well, what year do you want to get that done? And is it first quarter? And obviously this does quarters, January, February, March, April, May, June, etc. So that's your planning. That's going to be a Q1 goal because it's in 2 weeks from now, isn't it? And you see I've put a little team inside here. Jack is a musical business. So maybe it's Alicia's going to be doing the ice bucket challenge, or she's in charge of making it, because maybe all of them are doing it. But the whole idea is there's all your goals. This is all personal. These are personal goals. Oh, sorry. There's a description here. This is what I wanted. I wanted that to be there. Now you can see there's the first goal that's showing up, and there's a time frame. How about that? What's that one I said? Sail around the world, huh? Take a year off. Is anybody else keen on that one? And Khaleesi, okay, great. I'm glad I'm not going alone, huh? Okay, so you get the idea, right? So whatever goal, that it could be a fitness goal, a weight loss goal, income goal, whatever it might be, that would be, I would say, work-life balance. And that you could even say that could be, I want to get that done in the next 3 years. So it could be way ahead. Say by hook or by crook, by the end of 2028. And that's Bruno's goal, right? Obviously, typically when you're doing your personal goals, you'll allocate them all to yourself. Oh, I'll talk about this in a second as well. So you'll be able to add team members in. When you add, and anybody that wants, I recommend just get going with this first, and then we'll look at adding which team members you want to add in. But at any stage when you want a team member added in, let Lindile know. She'll go into the back office and add that team member for you. But then also there's different levels of visibility that the team members get. So, if you have a business partner, a husband or wife that you want to add in, you'd give them full visibility because you're happy that they can see your personal goals and things like that. But you might have some team members that can see the KPIs, some can't. So there's about 4 levels of visibility that you can allocate to the team. We're adding you guys at the top level because you're the owners of the business and you'll decide the team around there. Tonita, was there another question or was your hand still up from previously?
No, Trevor, so those personal goals are typically like that big 5, little 5 goal.
Big 5, little 5, yeah.
Okay.
And you're going to put in all those goals, guys. As you can see there, the personal goals, you can make them, goals that you want to hit this year, goals that you're wanting to hit in the next 2-3 years. You're going to put all those goals inside there. Because remember, you're able to move them around and reorder the ranking. But the main point is you get them all here in one place. And then every 90 days, you'll be able to pull those goals down. Okay, so and then the same thing, you're going to go ahead and look at so that's your personal goals. We're going to also do the same thing for business goals. You're going to do your reflection and answer these questions. Why did I go into business in the first place? What made me start this company? Was it survival or was there a big vision that I had for the company? How many goals have I realized so far? Let's look backwards. You get the idea. How am I working? What are the challenges? What am I good at? So you're going to do a bit of reflection. And then just like we said with the personal goals, you're going to start adding business goals on the side here. So for instance, launch our new company website. Easy goal, right? Well, this is some point I'm just putting in as an example. Right, that's going to be, and obviously your goals you can now categorize around your different, so that's a marketing goal. And then what's the deadline we're giving to that? So we want to get it done this year. It's going to take us a good few months, so we want it done Q2. And then you can decide who on the team is responsible for that making that happen. There's your business goal, and you hit save, so you can see there we start having some company goals populated. So remember, these are the goals, the outcomes. Launch the new website, open that new branch, whatever it might be, put a systems manual, a broad encompassing systems manual in place. And all of you on the call, I stand corrected. I think everybody's done GrowthCLUB. You know how this kind of stuff works. So it's about just really, it's a brain dump of getting the goals in place. And then remember, must always save. I see we're just about on time there, so I want to do a quick Q&A and then let you guys get released this so you can get stuck in. So just to give you a taster, so obviously that's the idea that the only thing we need to get done before GrowthCLUB, so you've got the next 2 weeks to do this, is to do the review of the business. So you can score yourself on each of those areas on your 1 to 6 rating on all of those questions, and which will give you a dashboard score. And then you'll be doing the alignment. And again, you're going to go all the way left to right, have a crack at the KPIs. We'll touch on that in GrowthCLUB and things like that. And then just to give you a taste on how it feeds in, is what we'll be doing in GrowthCLUB is you'll be doing you'll be clicking on 90-day plans, because remember, it's always top to bottom on this left-hand, on the left-hand areas and left to right. So again, so remember when you're doing your alignment, remember you're thinking big picture, long-term. Even if it's a goal, like we did the sailing around the world goal. If it's something you want to do in the next 3 years, or if it's something you want to do in 10 years' time, it might be retire in 8 years' time. That's a personal goal. Write that down or add that in. But that goes into the alignment. When we're doing the GrowthCLUB in the 90-day side, that's when we're going to start looking at the individual goals that we're going to do. So if we say edit, so you'll see how it goes here. You're going to say business goals. You're going to say, well, this quarter, and we'll spend more time on it at GrowthCLUB. You're going to say add. Oh, sorry, I hit the wrong button. You're going to say import. And then all the goals that you've already put in your long-term plan, you can say, well, this is the one I'm going to be tackling. I'm going to be taking some bites out of that this quarter. Let's go back to the personal goals, for instance. Which goals? You can either add a brand new goal that wasn't in your alignment, or you can look at the existing goals, and we could be saying, right, take a year off. If that's the goal we want to work on, we tick it, we say import, and now that starts that plan, the micro goal toward a 90-day goal towards the bigger goal. And obviously, as we're doing the planning, we'll be able to start adding action items and things like that to say, well, what is it? Does it mean we're going to go we're going to visit a travel agency and pick up some brochures on sailing in wherever it might be? It might say, well, if in 6 years' time we're going to do it around the world sailing, maybe what I should be doing is some around the harbour and Durban sailing trips in the meantime, to like little steps towards those long-term goals. And you guys know this stuff. You've been doing planning for a long time. So just so you can see how it feeds in. So you'll have done the review, you've done the long-term alignment. There's the 90-day plans. Then you'll be able to do your weekly lions that feed into your 90-day plans, your KPIs that feed in. You'll be able to do your daily frogs and to-do lists. There's different ways. And this is what we'll get to over time. So that's why like I said, for today, we're doing this whole thing in bite-sized chunks. And those of you that I'm coaching one-to-one, here's where you'll be doing your focus sheets. And then the focus sheets, obviously, how we'll be guiding ourselves in business. I'll be going into more detail in this in GrowthCLUB. But you'll see built inside here, it used to be our 5 ways numbers, which is your marketing strategies are all built in, cash flow strategies, your system strategies, all these other areas are built in with the cue cards, etc., our calculators, etc. So, and the last one, I'll just touch on it, we'll get to it later. You also are able to build in, you can add your employees in here, and you're able to build a mini organization charts. You can get the whole team and things like that. So there's that builder inside there. So everybody's busy. So that's why I wanted to just make this a 1-hour session, give you a quick taster of it. Let's not try and learn the whole thing overnight as a team. And just recapping what I said at the start, my hope is that all my clients start using it. We're going to start over the coming months. We're going to all collectively be going top to bottom, working through each of these. The main focus for now is do the review. Let's get your score. get your long-term alignment done, your annual alignment of your long-term goals, and have that all ready. So for GrowthCLUB on the 19th, Thursday, the 19th of Feb, we'll start going the next level down, and we'll get more and more detailed as we go. So that's the whole focus for now, is do the review, do the annual alignment. If there is anybody you would like to add on straight away, your spouse, a right-hand person, a business partner, send the details to Slindile and she'll add that person. She will give you a call just to explain the levels of visibility that you can add on to each person. And that's the brief and that's the assignment. Hopefully, I hope you're as excited about it as I am, because we've been using it and loving it. But any specific questions before we wrap up the call? Obviously, we'll circulate the video for those of you that couldn't make the call, the recording. But any specific questions? I see the hands raised. Peter, what's up?
Yeah, me again. Trevor, firstly, just from what I've seen, from what you've shown me, very excited. I think it's obviously we still need to actually run it and before I give my final verdict. But from what you've seen, I think this is what we've really needed. You know, the theory isn't new, but it puts it all in one easy, usable, integrated space, especially the 6 steps, more than anything. So no, very excited to test it, and it really keeps track of, as you say, not putting everything in a file and different things in different places. So great. Just one question. As we've done in our coaching, you know, certain aspects of this may not be relevant to my business. You know, for example, number of leads. We don't really work with leads per se. So if there's something that's not relevant to our business, does it always allow us to just skip it and move on, or do you need to finish one field before you can save it? Again, I haven't tested it, but just an advanced question, that what one can skip it and move on, or do you need to finish one field before you can save it? Again, I haven't tested it, but just an advanced question, that whatever's not relevant, one can skip and move on.
From the stuff from what I've been using so far in my business, I've not had issues where I can't simply save as is. Because I know what you mean. The previous system had areas that you couldn't move to the next section unless a certain section was done. Here, it's always a work in progress, and that's what it's designed to be, because your business changes. You know, you can be scoring really highly on marketing first quarter 2026, and, you know, a key salesperson resigns the very next month, and so so we've not found anything like it. But we'll see as we'll be working on it together in our sessions. But thanks for the feedback. I'm glad you like. Anybody else? Any other feedback, comment, questions?
I joined late, Trev. Will you please share the recording so that I can just catch myself up?
Absolutely not. And of course, I'll share it to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other questions, or anybody? Anybody doesn't want this?
No, maybe not a question, but a comment. I think I'm loving the system already, because I feel as if it's gonna take away the manual spreadsheet that I've been developing over time, when one basically was watching the videos on 3x wealth and 3x business, and picking up some lessons and identifying some key focus areas and action. So it's going to take away basically the rudimentary manual activities that are kind of like spread across different things, and it's nicely harmonizing it basically on a cloud-based system, which gives one a clear picture about the progress that one is making in terms of building the business. So I am loving the system already.
Yeah, we chuffed. Because the existing one is working nicely, but where this is just, and the fact that we can now bring the team into it, and you'll see, I didn't show it now, but like we say, you're going to be populating it from the top down. Your team will be doing their daily stuff from the bottom up. So their daily and their weekly to-do list, and their action items will feed up to you achieving your 90-day goals and your 1-year goals. So it's that great. So, and you've got full visibility of that as who's doing but obviously then it comes down to good planning, that you're allocating and making sure the team have got time put aside to get that stuff done. But the nice thing is, we haven't even got into it yet. I haven't shown it to you yet, how the 6 ways and the 4 ways and all that stuff has been built in. So if you recall from the Growth Club session, in the red books that we use at Growth Club, where you've got your marketing strategy checklists, where you choose the marketing strategies that you want to work on every quarter, that's all built into the system now, as well as tutorials on how to do those things. So your marketing plan can be built inside here as well. So we're going to have some fun with that. Any other questions? Yeah, well, there we go. Well, we are on time, so I'm excited to be using this with everybody. Thank you for agreeing to be our test pilots. And as I mentioned earlier, don't let it, like any new software, it takes time to learn, to take time to implement it. You guys are all busy running your businesses, and there are other tactical things that we're working on. So the idea, that's why we said, is let's take a month or so. We're going to learn this gradually. We'll start implementing it in the business, and then we'll get there. And so Slee will book another call like this for Q&A probably sometime next week. Shame she had to pop out on an errand. So when she gets back to the office, she'll be releasing this to each of you. You're still the same. Those of you already, you're on the com system. So you'll still log into your regular, the com. Then you will see ABOS is another additional, all these extra features will be showing up now. They weren't showing before. And also from there, you still have the hub, which is obviously all the training library and the 30x videos. Some of you on the 12-week training, so that stuff is all there. So it's not like, I need new logons and new passwords. It's now just an extra feature that's added to your existing logon. And if anybody's stuck, call Slandile at any time. She administers the back office of this and can help with logons and access and all that kind of stuff. But let's get as much of it done as possible. Let's get fully aligned, and then make sure you've got Thursday the 19th blocked in your diary. We'll see you at Growth Club. And then you'll be bringing your laptop or your tablet or whatever you're working on to use this in that session. And let Lee know if there's anybody from the team you want to bring into that. I'm just quickly checking the chat if there's any questions. Okay, let's see that. No, it wasn't questions around that. Cool. If everybody's good to go, I will let you guys get on with your day, and then we'll circulate the recording. No final questions? See a few thumbs up. Okay, awesome. Have an amazing week. We're already the 5th of Feb, so let's get as much done as possible. Remember, it's a short month, and give me a shout if you're stuck at all. I'll see you soon.
Happy. Thank you so much.
Trevor.
Thanks,
Cheers.
Trevor. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Trevor.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.